Fe fydd dros 40 o gemau byw gan Sgorio eleni, gyda sylwebeth Gymraeg a Saesneg ar bob un. Gyda nifer o gemau ar gael i'w gwylio ar blatfformau digidol Sgorio.
I wylio ar clic, gwasanaeth ar alw S4C, chwiliwch am dudalen Sgorio. Unwaith i'r darllediad ddechrau, bydd modd dewis sylwebeth Gymraeg neu Saesneg.
Bydd modd gwylio'r gêm a sylwebeth Gymraeg ar gael ar dudalen Facebook Sgorio, neu sylwebeth Saesneg ar dudalen YouTube Sgorio. Fe fyddwn yn cyhoeddi dolenni i gyfeirio i'r mannau priodol cyn y gêm.
Cofiwch bod cyfoeth o gynnwys digidol cyson ar gael ac ar alw gan Sgorio.
Sy'n caniatáu i chi dilyn pob cic, tacl a gôl o Gyngreiriau Cymru.
Mae'n rhoi 110 y cant I fi heddiw.
Job dda. Screwfix yn nodi pêl-droed ar S4C.
Rhwng y môr a'r mynydd, mae yna dref sydd wedi denu pobl ers canrifoedd o'r helwyr a'r ffermwyr cyntefig, i'r milwyr a'r concwerwyr, ymwelwyr, myfyrwyr a hyd yn oed pêl-droedwyr. A heno mae clwb Aberystwyth yn cyrraedd carreg filltir go arbennig. Y clwb cyntaf I gyrraedd 1000 o gemau yn uwch gyngred Cymru JD. Mae'n noson o ddathlu mewn cyfnod o boeni. A fydden nhw yn y gyngrair tymor nesaf. Aberystwyth yn erbyn Hwlffordd, 2 glwb sy'n ceisio osgoi'r 2 safle gwaelod. A'r 2 gêm nesaf yn erbyn I gilydd hefyd. Mae'n noson fawr, noswaith dda I chi. Croeso I goedlan y parc. Wembley of the West yn arfer galw fan hyn, a mae Siôn Moredydd gyda ni sydd wedi chwarae ar Wembley of the West. Siôn, mae rhaid I sôn am y 1000 o gemau yn gyntaf. Faint o gamp yw hynny I glwb fel Aberystwyth?
Ydy, mae'n tipyn o gamp. Yn wedig pyn ti'n meddwl am y clybiau dechreuodd y gyngred nôl yn 92, Bangor, Llanelli, Ceiconag ac yn y blaen, a nawr ni lawr I Aberystwyth fach yn cyrraedd y garreg filltir arbennig yma. Mae rhaid hefyd cofio bod Dre Newydd, tîm arall o'r canolbarth ar fi'n cyrraedd y nod hefyd, felly tipyn o gamp i'r 2 glwb.
Ie, a Dre Newydd o fewn cyrraedd, amgylchiadau Covid sy'n golygu bod nhw ddim coet I cyrraedd y 1000 eto. Ond y cwestiwn fan hyn, ac yn Hwlffordd am hynny, a fydden nhw yn y gyngred tymor nesaf?
Ie, cwestiwn da. Mae yn dyn ar y gwaelodion a Hwlffordd, just ar tu ôl I Aberystwyth. O hefyd y Bari a Met, dyn nhw ddim allan ohoni. Felly welwn ni'r tabl nawr. Rhwng Met, Bari, Aberystwyth a Hwlffordd dwi'n gweld y cwmp am y tymor.
Ie, 2 bwynt rhwng y ddau yma, gwaniaeth goli Hwlffordd 5 yn well. A hynny rili Aberystwyth, ennill o 5 I ddim, yn erbyn derwyddon Cefn yn cwrdd eto wythnos I nos Wener. Mae'n y gêm arall heno, gyda llaw o Seinti Newydd sy'n glir ar y brig yn cwrdd â'r tîm, sy'n glir ar y gwaelod, Seinti Newydd yn erbyn Cefn. 48 pwynt yn gwahanu'r brig a'r gwaelod. Ond fel ti'n sôn, Siôn, sdim gymaint yn gwahanu y ddau yma, 2 bwynt ar 2 gêm nesaf yn erbyn I gilydd. Fi'n gwybod ni'n taflu ystrydebau fel 6-pointers, ond mae'r gemau yma'n enfawr.
Ydyn, ti'n iawn. I fi, beth sy'n bwysig, wel, i'r 2 dîm, ond sy'n ni'n concentrate Aberystwyth nawr. Mae'n rhaid I ennill yn thysdiwetha, canlyniad da, sgorio 5 gôl, ond I fi, beth maen nhw angen wneud yw'r rhoi canlyniad arall mewn nawr. Dwi'n unwaith maen nhw'n ennill 2 gêm ar y fron. Felly nawr y cyfle I falle dechrau'r tymor I Aberystwyth.
Ie, dewch chi ni glywed gan I rheolwr nhw, ges I air dy fe yn gynharach, Antonio Corbisiero. Antonio, it's a huge occasion for the club, but how do you separate the occasion from matters on the pitch tonight?
Yeah, I think you said it there. It's a massive occasion for the club, and we'll let the club enjoy the 1000th game, but we'll be concentrating on the job in hand.
How big of a challenge is it against Haverfordwest? They've been busy in the transfer market recently.
Yeah, they've been extremely busy. They've pipped a couple of the players that we've been looking at as well. But yeah, we've watched the games back that they've played. Obviously, they've had 2 good results in terms of the 2 draws and things. So obviously, we did our homework on them against the Pen y Bont. But yeah, it's gonna be a good game, the new management, so the players, I think, even when I came in, you seem to get a little bit extra when the new manager comes in, so we'll just have to concentrate and make sure that we do what we're good at and hopefully get the result.
And I know you want to concentrate on the game and not the occasion, but does the occasion underline the status of this club, I suppose, and what's it cost? What's at stake this season?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. There's always pressure, isn't there, no matter what, and especially when a club hits a milestone like we have. But like I say, we'll let the fans and we'll let the chairman and the board members enjoy this occasion, and we'll be concentrating on making sure we get 3 points tonight.
Triffwynt yw'r wobr i'r enillwyr heno. Fe gipyn o triffwynt yn ei gêm ddethan erbyn derwyddon cefn fan hyn. A fel ti'n sôn, Sean, ennill o 5 i yn erbyn derwyddon cefn. Mae'n hob yn amlwg, ond yw i werth darllen gormod fan y canlyniad yna nefyn y tîm ar y gwaelod?
Na, dwi ddim yn credu, a hefyd drwy'r Kevin lawr i 10 dyn gyda'r cerdyn coch, felly hwnna'n agor y llif i Aberystwyth. Ond be wneith y goliau yma yw creu hyder o fewn y garnfar. Dyn nhw ddim wedi bod yn sgorio digon o goliau yn ystod y tymor, felly i sgorio 5, fe wneith y codi hyder yn y bechyn, a gobeithio, allan nhw cael rhyw canlyniad heno.
Rhywun fel Harry Franklin, enghraifft, with ym ar hynny. Heno, wedyn i Hwlffordd, beth am y gol yma yn ebyn Pen y Bont? Maen nhw'n nawr wedi cael gemau cyfartal yn ebyn Drenewydd a Pen y Bont yn ei gemau diwetha. Mae hwnna'n argoel i'n dda iddyn nhw. Ie,
mae'r ddwy gol o safon, gorau chwarae, cyd chwarae, maen nhw'n gweud, a dyna'n union be gerddon ni gyda'r ddwy gol. Chwarae'r bel ar y llawr, dyna beth chwarae deniadol, dyna beth dyn ni moyn gweld. Henry Jones, un oedd yn dod oddi ar y frainc yn creu i'r ail gol i Cisse. Fe hefyd ar y fainc, a i fi dyna'r gwaniaeth falle rhwng y ddoi dîm, y cryfder sydd gyda Hwlffordd ar y fainc, a'r gallu i newid gêm os oes angen.
Mae'n reolwr newydd o Wlad Belg, dal yn disgwyl i drwydded gwaith, Nicky Heyman, felly dyw e ddim cweit yng ngofal y tîm eto. Mae fe yma wedi bod yn arsylwi fel petai. Fel chi'n gweld safon y goliau yna, chi'n gweld safon chwaraewyr fel Henry Jones, fel Jazz Richards a Cisse hefyd. Os na hyder o gwmpas Hwlffordd?
Dwi'n meddwl o pethau yn dechrau newydd gyda Hwlffordd. Wedi edrych ar Aberystwyth, ond o'r rhan o Hwlffordd, maen nhw wedi arwyddo 6, fel o ti'n gweud. 6 o safon, maen nhw'n hoffi chwarae pêl deniadol, chwarae o'r cefen efo Jazz Richards a Rhys. Felly, fi'n gweld nhw yn dechrau rhoi pethau at ei gilydd. Fel ti'n gweud, canlyniad da yn erbyn Pen y Bont hefyd yn wythnos diwetha.
Be ydy'r ffaith Antonio Carbasero yn sôn am gyfnod trosglwyddo anodd, ddim wedi gallu denu chwaraewyr yma, a wedi bod yn gwylio rai'r chwaraewyr mae Hwlffordd wedi denu. Maen nhw wastad yn sôn fan hyn yn ddaearyddol, mae'n anodd denu chwaraewyr. Wel, nag yw hwnna'n wir ym Hwlffordd hefyd?
Ydy, ond fi'n gwybod o'r rhwystrau dîm Antonio Carbasero wedi cael a hefyd y tîm y fforddi. Mae Aberystwyth allan yng nghanol unman. Mae'n ffact. Hwlffordd fi'n gwybod hefyd yn bell lawr y ryfordir, ond...
Mae'n ffordd ddeiol yn mynd yr holl ffordd i Hwlffordd, mae hwnna'n help falle.
Falle bod e, ond mae'n tipyn o gamp i trio cael y chwaraewyr o safon i ddod i Aberystwyth.
Ie, a hefyd ni yn sôn, dwy gêm yn ebyn ei gilydd, mae mor bwysig, ond hefyd, mae yna doriad yn y tymor, mae yna 10 gêm arall i ddod. Dyw i ddim yn ddiwedd o ran y cyfnod yma, ond eto ystrydau, pob pwynt yn bwysig, bydde fe'n neud gwaniaeth mawr, cipio pwyntiau yn y gemau nesaf yma?
Ie, a momentum, dyna gair mawr, dyn ni wastad yn defnyddio mewn pêl-droed, cael bach o momentum am rhediad o gemau heb colli, a falle ennill un i ddoi, hynod bwysig mewn gêm pêl-droed.
Ie, yn bendant. Wel, Sean, diolch yn fawr am tro. Sean, ni'n ymuno ar tîmau sylwebu. Ni bron yn barod i weld y tîmau yn camu i'r cae. Cyn hynny, dewch i ni glywed gan y gŵr sy'n ngofal Hwlffordd am y tro, Gary Richards. Gary, it's a huge occasion for Aberystwyth. Are Haverfordwest here to spoil the party?
Well, we hope so. We like to think we prepared well, so hopefully we'll be ready when the whistle blows.
You've also been busy and you've done well in the transfer window. How much of a boost could that be?
Yeah, I think so. I think the squad was a bit on the thin side. You know, we've picked up some injuries through the season, so we're hoping now the new additions add a bit of quality and we've got more numbers, which is great, which makes our bench stronger as well.
And also, you look at the recent run, it might be 8 games without a win, but the last 2 games, how much of a boost have they been? Just 2 draws, but also the performances?
Yeah, I think that's the way we've got to look at it. We've certainly looked at it the second way. 2 good performances against 2 teams in form. So now it's about making sure that we take that form into tonight's game.
And I know it's a cliche, but Aberystwyth twice coming up in the next few weeks. How crucial are these games?
Yeah, I think every manager says every game is important, but obviously with us being so close together and so much on the game, of course they're important football matches, and we know that, and Aberystwyth probably do as well.
Gary, thanks for your time. Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Ie, ni'n barod ar gyfer y ddau dîm yma. Ar gyfer achlysur enfawr, Aberystwyth yn cyrraedd 1000 o gemau yn uwch gyngor Cymru JD. Felly bydd sylwebeth yn Gymraeg ar Facebook. English language commentary is available on this game tonight. If you'd like that, it's on Sgorio's YouTube page. And on S4C Click, there are Welsh and English language options. Felly, dewch i ni weld pwy sy'n yn sylwebu heno. Ni'n sôn am y milfed gêm heno. Pwy sy'n cofio'r gêm gynta yn uwch gyngor Cymru? Aberystwyth 2, Caersws 2, 2 i Mike Davies, a dyma'r gol fuddigol oedd e'n ddewr yn mewn fan yna. Ac oedd Mike yn cipio'r fuddigoliaeth yn fythol wyrdd, neu'n fythol gwyrdd a di, falle dylen ni weid. Mike yn disgwyl amdano ni. Ac yn Saesneg, yn sylwebu ar Saesneg, mae'r gŵr oedd yn rheoli'r tîm, yn chwaraeo'r reolwr, Mr Tommy Morgan, a'r tic-tacs yn ystafell newydd. Edrychwch ar hwn, mae'n berffaith. Tommy a Mike gyda'i gilydd ar ddiwedd y gêm gyntaf na, a maen nhw gyda'i gilydd yn y pwynt sylwebu ar gyfer y milfed gêm. Edrych ymlaen yn fawr at hon, gêm fawr i Aberystwyth ac i Holffordd, a mae'n braf bod y cyfan yn fyw gyda ni ar Sgorio, a ni draw felly at y tîmau sylwebu wrth i'r tîmau gamu'r cae.
Good evening. Welcome to Park Avenue on a very special evening. It's the 1000th game for Aberystwyth Town in the top flight here in Wales, if you haven't quite picked up on that so far. To enjoy the evening, to enjoy the occasion, is something of an Aberystwyth legend. It's Tommy Morgan. You played a couple of games, you managed a couple of games. How are you feeling tonight?
Well, looking forward to the game that's in front of us this evening. Obviously, it's a great occasion, seeing Aberystwyth playing their 1000th game. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Here are the teams on your screen. Just the one change for Aberystwyth up front.
Yes, John Owen's injury, and I think Sam Phillips, is it? He comes in.
I think Steph Davis is coming in as well. He's a big presence, isn't he? He's a big lad. He's an old-fashioned number 9, I suppose. Yeah,
I think he'll ruffle a few feathers defensively for Haverfordwest. But I think it says there, I think that's be probably Aberystwyth's line-up this evening. I wouldn't be surprised though it might be, 3 in midfield with Franklin dropping back and Phillips and Davis playing off each other in the forward line. And obviously, looking at Haverfordwest, same shape as they played against Penybont, with an excellent victory. Jordan Davis, a new signing, he partners Fawcett up front, and they got Cisse on the bench this evening as well. So,
yeah, they're looking good recently. Haverfordwest, a solid draw against Penybont last week. There's Dylan Rees, the captain, the former Met man.
Yeah, certainly be looking for some inspiration from him as a skipper this evening. Will Haverfordwest, I think the manager, Nicky Heyman, he is here watching. Whether he's able to put any input, I'm not too sure. And that's Harry Franklin, who's probably Aber's prized asset. A couple of goals last Friday against Kevin Druids, and they'll be looking for him to do his magic in the engine room again this evening.
Yeah, big win on Friday. Much needed for Aberystwyth as well. 5-0 against Kevin Druids. Sam Phillips picked up a brace as well. He's on the pitch tonight as we prepare for the start. It's an interesting choice by the Aberystwyth management, isn't it? They've gone for those 2 full-backs. I assume they'll be enjoying running up and down that wing, will they?
Yeah, certainly. I think that position really suits Rimmer and Matthew Jones. Rimmer possesses plenty of pace down that right-hand side, and Matthew Jones, he's got an exquisite left foot, and he delivers good balls, and he's a top assist for the Teessiders.
Well, we are underway here at Park Avenue, and it's the visitors in blue left to right. Haverfordwest with the ball, and keeping that ball on the ground, as they have done in the last few matches. Real determination to move that ball around. These are the defenders. Here is Jazz Richards, familiar face and name to all Welsh football fans. He strikes that long, and Bradford will deal with it. Here is Franklin, the danger man for Aberystwyth, in his white daps.
Yeah, Jazz Richards there. Straight away, he's picking up Franklin. Obviously, they watch the highlights, but they'll have to defend a long throw here. Thorne possesses a good weapon in his long throws here.
Yeah, Jack Thorne, the captain, the young captain, just 20 years old. He can hurl these some distance. There is Franklin, a good presence, but also Davis is in there. Out for the time being. As Matty Jones hooks one back in. That ball hasn't been cleared yet. It might drop. It doesn't quite drop for anybody. Haverfordwest will escape. Didn't look too confident at the back there, but did the job, I suppose.
Yeah, certainly. Haverfordwest rather lacking a bit of height, probably defensively. So maybe Aberystwyth can capitalise on that this evening. To see Nicky Heyman there, the new boss at the Bridge Meadow.
Yeah, not quite the boss yet. Work permit not come through, but we assume and we expect that to be the case. Jazz Richards scrambles for this one. Wilson's back to cover him. And that back four, there's Elliot Scotcher, the former Met man. Usually we see him in midfield. He's been popping up at the centre of defence of late for the visitors. And there's Dylan Rees, the other defender. Pressure by Aberystwyth. And it's good pressure. Here's Davis looking for support. Again, good pressure, good pressing. Thorne this time with the tackle. And Aberystwyth looking lively.
Yeah, certainly they are pressing the Haverfordwest back line, forcing them to make a few mistakes there, giving possession away needlessly. So another long throw to defend.
It is another chance for Jack Thorne to hurl one in. Davis is there, Franklin is there. Davis is the target, I think. Didn't quite reach the big striker. Still loose in the box. And ultimately, Haverfordwest do bring it away.
Yeah, certainly you would expect the home side to have it territorially early in the game.
Haverfordwest again to feet. And a bit of a foul. So a bit of breathing space for Haverfordwest. Haven't quite ventured into the Aberystwyth half yet.
No. Good start from the Seasiders, bind on by a large crowd here this evening.
Yeah, it's a good crowd here. Free entry tonight, free hot dog. Couldn't ask for much more. Maybe a good game.
Yeah, and some goals we need as well.
That's the one thing that's been missing for probably both these teams, as Aberystwyth scramble a bit at the back. 19 goals each in 19 games, won a game, and let's not forget 5 of those came last Friday for Aberystwyth, 10 in the last 4 games. Things have picked up of late, but it has been a problem that's plagued their play all season so far.
Yeah, you're certainly right there, Devan. It has been a massive problem for the Seasiders this season, and also for Haverfordwest as well. And that's why probably they are, where they are in the league. Not scored on a regular basis, puts you under pressure.
Well, we'll talk about the history of Aberystwyth, I'm sure, this evening, but this season, slightly against what we usually get from Aberystwyth in recent years, the defence has been very solid. It's been very strong, but yeah, as you say, the goals up front. Harry Franklin, top scorer with 4.
Yeah, I think Aberystwyth, they've lost 7 of their games by a goal to 0. So you're talking about very, very small margins. I mean, just a couple of wins out of those games would have made a big difference to their league position.
Curtis Rees in the middle of the field for Haverfordwest. He's a tidy little player, technically very capable. He was aware enough to keep possession, but hasn't really come to much.
Fawcett there trying to put a little bit of pressure on Rhys Davies.
Fawcett is he has 5 goals this year for this season for Haverfordwest, a couple of assists as well. He's very important for their attack.
I mean, Jazz Richards there, getting into a tussle with Davies. Something you don't want to do, actually, because for me, you just need to give him a little bit of space there, rather than tangle with him, because he loves rolling defenders. For Steph Davies.
He is a presence. No goals this year, but he does have quite the opportunity this evening. Once again, Aberystwyth bring it forward. It's Lee Jenkins, the centre-half of all players, who finds himself at the edge of the box there. It's a loose ball back, but Haverfordwest happy to pass their way out. That's quite impressive, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's okay playing as they are at the moment, but they're going nowhere, are they? They're playing in Aber's, in their own half, not causing Aberystwyth any problems. So I think defensively they need to step up about 15 metres.
It's a good ball forward. It's Davies in the penalty area, hoping to create something, maybe hoping for a bounce. Williams is up there with him as well, but now it's all the way back to the midfield. And here is Fawcett. Under a bit of pressure, plenty of green shirts crowding around the ball carrier at all times.
He's a lively character, is Fawcett. I quite like him, actually. Seen him a couple of times this season. He's a real handful. Hasn't been that prolific in front of goal.
Here is Watts, the big midfielder. It's a good ball releasing Fawcett. Trying to squeeze a cross in. He has won a corner.
Yeah, first corner of the evening goes to the visitors, Haverfordwest there. Lovely reverse ball, actually.
And the defenders start making their way up, but as you noted earlier, not the tallest of back line for Haverfordwest. As the visitors prepare. Scorio is preparing. The referee just wants a quick chat. Rhys Davies receiving a few words of wisdom from the referee. And we're back to it with Scorio and the corner kick. It's a good delivery, but it's dealt with for now. Richards, with his head up, looking for options. It's a simple one. It's a bit too heavy.
Expect a little bit better there from Jazz Richards. Just too straight the ball there. Straight through to the keeper.
Wilson. Happy to use his back line. You mentioned before the game, it's a back line that's very comfortable on the ball. As quick ball up, tries to find, and it's half a chance for Jordan Davies. And the first real chance of the game.
Yeah, I think he actually should have lifted his head up there, crossed that ball. I mean,
a few familiar faces there as well.
Davies got caught out there, wrong side of Fawcett.
A few familiar faces there. Donald Kane, I can see.
Yeah,
Kevin Morrison.
Yeah. A couple of teammates from the old days.
Happy memories.
Yeah, absolutely.
You played a couple of games. Hun? You played a couple of games. Can you remember how many?
Quite a few over 500, so let's leave it there, I think.
And the odd goal.
Yeah, just 1 or 2. It's marvellous, really, to just play a small part. I mean, there's been hundreds of players that have represented the town, lots of managers as well, so just being one of them is, you know, suits me fine.
Pressure on the Haverfordwest back line, and it's a free kick for Aberystwyth. It's maybe a chance to deliver this into the box.
I think Matthew Jones normally goes over, and I think this would be actually a throw-in, actually.
You're right, it's Thorne who steps up, and once again those big centre halves come up. Hurled in by Thorne. Dealt with again. Fawcett, the striker, is back to tidy up. Not particularly well. It's another chance for the delivery, and it's Franklin with a golden opportunity for the home side.
Yeah, actually, the flag went up there, actually, for the offside, but danger signs there for Haverfordwest. A great ball in by Veal, just straight a little bit offside there. Just inches away there.
That is a clear warning sign. The man who scored 2 goals on Friday evening, he's on the prowl for another.
Yeah, another goal scorer on Friday evening, Jamie Veal. That's what you're looking for your midfield players, you know, if they can get in on the goal scoring act. Really does help things.
Watts again. Richards. It's tight here on the right hand side. Plenty of players, not much space. Forward it goes. Jones hooks it. Thorne tries to clear. Scrappy in the middle. Fawcett falls and wins a free kick. Jack Thorne, Aberystwyth skipper, very young skipper, but manager Antonio Corbisiero thinks very highly of him.
Yeah, he's been a little bit of an unsung hero for Aberystwyth this season. Gets through a lot of work in the middle of the park for them.
Once again, that pressure, that pressing. Haverfordwest come again. Here's Fawcett. Not much support. Squeezes that in towards Jordan Davis. But that defence is looking pretty strong at the moment.
Yeah, just restricted Haverfordwest. Nil chances so far.
Rees uses his defenders. Here's Scotcher. And here is Jazz Richards. Scotcher again. To the middle towards Rees. Now Dylan Rees. It's a good run in the middle, and it's half a chance for a shot, and it's not a bad shot at all. Jordan Davis, the threat.
Yeah, certainly powerful run by Davis from midfield there, shrugged off a couple of tackles. I think Sabre got a hand to it, but he turns his man there, shrugs him off, and then delivers an excellent effort that just flashes past the post.
It's a vital paw from the Aberystwyth stopper as well, as the corner comes in. Misses everybody. Danger averted for now. But once again, I think we're reminded of just how good and how important Zabret has been for Aberystwyth this year.
Yeah, certainly Davis showing his upper body strength there. Excellent effort. He said clawed away. Just got a little touch on it, did the custodian. Davis obviously newly joined Haverfordwest from Connors Quay. May well prove to be a key signing for the Pembroke club.
Appeared a few times for Connors Quay, just the one goal though. Didn't quite break in. It's a strong side to try and break into.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we saw what he's capable of there, strength. A good control of that ball and a fierce shot when he has the opportunity. As Aberystwyth come forward again. Richards. Sgorio again, and Rees. Associate Rees, Dylan Rees with Cardiff Met for so many years. Such an important player for them. He did play for Aberystwyth here for a short while before moving to the capital. As Haverfordwest continue to prove to be very happy to move that ball along that back line. But as you mentioned earlier, they're not really, well, they don't really seem to be going very well.
No, but the thing is, though, you know, they're confident in playing the ball around the back, but it's actually taking quite a bit out of the Aberystwyth players, doing their, you know, shuttles, trying to close them down. And the only thing Aberystwyth need to do is, if you're going to press, you've all got to all press together. So Franklin, Davis and Phillips have to do it together. There's no point one or two of them doing it. The three of them have got to do it and try and nick that ball back.
Something they were doing fantastically well before Christmas, and in that game, well, that real game of the season for Aberystwyth against the New Saints, that's one of the things they really mastered that evening, that press. Once again, the lone figure, this time of Phillips, putting some pressure, but here is Thorne. Davis forward. Phillips tries to wriggle away, but he's dragged back, and it's a foul. The referee wants a word with the defender, Dylan Rees. But Phillips, again, he has got pace. He would have been away.
Yeah, as a defender, you just can't allow the ball, you know, to bounce on this surface. Certainly that's what caught Dylan Rees out there. Picks up a little injury. He needs to shrug off pretty quickly, because this ball's definitely going to get delivered into the penalty area.
Again, a fine crowd this evening.
It's a little bit nippy up here, but everybody seems to be well wrapped up in the crowd.
Well, a free hot dog would have helped warm a few people up. They were encouraged to enjoy the facilities as well at the John Charles Bar. Here is the opportunity now for the home side. A very high defensive line, everybody outside the box. Here comes the delivery. Fawcett will hook this away and Haverfordwest escape. It's a pretty cynical little foul. And a yellow card for Jack Thorne, the Aberystwyth captain.
Yeah, it's good clearance actually by Fawcett there. Jordan Davis just too strong there for Jack Thorne.
Not too dissimilar to Phillips the other end. Two players with plenty of pace, and once they're behind that defence, well, they're away. Oh, 18, 19 minutes played. Not too much to write home about. No great chances.
Sorry, just a really good delivery actually into the penalty area there. Haverfordwest, for me, look, they're struggling from set plays, and that could play a key in this game.
There's the press again, and here comes Seth Davis to put pressure on Sgorio, who has to press the emergency button and hack that away. Here's Phillips. He's got some support. Bradford. Jenkins will move this across to Davis. Rhys Davis tries to move that ball to Jones. That's crossed the line, though.
Yeah, certainly just below us there. Matty Jones saying it hasn't gone, but it definitely went. He's claiming it's actually an Aber throw, but he probably was right, actually.
It's Curtis Rees in the middle. And again, the Haverfordwest defenders, for all the comfortable passing, every now and then are resorting to just a quick punt upfield.
You know, they're just playing themselves into trouble, actually. I think they're playing a very dicey game at the moment, Haverfordwest. I can see them getting caught, actually. Faber just get that press right.
Bradford, the man from the New Saints on loan. Hacks that one up. Here's Jenkins. It's a simple ball. He's putting pressure on the Haverfordwest defence. Watts tries to bring away. Richards. Elliot Scotcher. Well, it's a special evening tonight, as we mentioned, probably a few times already. 1,000th game for Aberystwyth in the top flight. They've been ever present since the first game.
That's a fantastic achievement. You know, only 2 clubs have done that. Newtown, both from Mid Wales. It's so important actually that they stay in the league for another 30 years, hopefully. Can't really afford not to have a Welsh Premier League team in Aberystwyth.
Phillips with the flick. Davis is brought down. That ball is loose, and Haverfordwest clear for the time being. Here's Rimmer. Almost had a chance to sprint. He's one of the quickest in the league, Rimmer, when he gets going. Here's Davis, the crossfield ball. Not quite on the same wavelength.
Yeah, Phillips.
Reese brings it away. Here's Ricky Watts. Wilson looking for options. Reese again, he's caught out this time. Franklin. Scotcher up towards his strikers. Veal can't quite get to it. Yeah, you mentioned there it's important for the town that the club remains in that Welsh Premier League. It's the Cymru Premier, of course. It is a club that is close to the town as well, isn't it?
Yes, it plays, you know, a really important role. You know, the academy, you know, from under 8s up to the 19s, the ladies' teams, etc. So, yeah, it plays a big part, and obviously the financial blow would be really poor if they did succumb to being relegated. But I think there's a lot of football to be played between now and the end of the season, and I think we've got to. These games against Haverfordwest are going to be real key ones, to be honest.
Fawcett tries to create something. Here's Davis. Just stolen away at the last minute. There is danger there, isn't there? Fawcett and Davis up front.
Yeah, they seem to have, you know, got an understanding together pretty quickly, to be fair to them. Haven't really seen too much of Haverfordwest as an offensive unit so far this evening. I think both teams are really testing each other out at the moment.
Yeah, you mentioned that battle against relegation. Of course, their biggest rival at the moment for that relegation is Haverfordwest. A team who started pretty poorly at the start of the year. Didn't grab a win until the last day of September. But of late, turned things around a bit. Good results, good performances. And they're looking a different proposition than they were back in August, September.
Yeah, certainly, you know, big improvement in their squad as well, to be fair. They made some, you know, key signings, I think, in the window now. You know, Henry Jones, he's missed a lot of the season with injury, so he's back on the bench this evening.
Yeah, you mentioned before the game, it's a powerful bench, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is.
One of the new flats. Those flats weren't there during that first game, were they?
No, he wasn't actually, no.
It's a prime view.
It's the executive box, I think. He could make some money out of that this season, can't he? Selling a few seats there.
Well, in the meantime, it's a free kick once again in a dangerous position. Wide right. Matty Jones with his left foot can whip these in. As he does, plenty of green shirts waiting. Well, it was Bradford who won that header. Couldn't quite direct it on target.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, not too much height in a Haverfordwest defence. Another lovely delivery by Jones. And, you know, Bradford there scored a couple. I think he scored a couple of goals this season.
2 goals. He scored one of them for the New Saints when he was there earlier in the season before returning on his second loan spell to Aberystwyth. And he's made himself at home in the defence alongside Lee Jenkins. As once again Aberystwyth charge and put pressure, and it almost comes off again.
And again, Haverfordwest playing themselves into trouble, really.
Yeah, Thorne once again.
Attack it, because he puts a lot of height on the throws. If that trajectory was a lot lower, it would be a much more dangerous throw, but he seems to just loop it in the air rather than throw it with a lot of pace into the box.
Those bullet throws, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, the referee doesn't see anything there. So it's another chance for Aberystwyth. A little out of Jack Thorne's range. There's the Aberystwyth bench management team. There's Gary Lewis in his short sleeves. I'm not sure it's that warm. But I suppose he's that type of, well, he was that type of player, wasn't he? A sleeves up kind of player and a sleeves up kind of coach as well, I suppose.
Certainly was.
This time we are in Jack Thorne range. Plenty of encouragement for the skipper behind him. There's the hurl. Back in from Jones. It's loose, and he has to be very sharp and very quick to come out to collect that.
Yeah, Steph Davies. A quarter of a chance there, maybe.
Steph Davis had a brief spell with Haverfordwest. He is a teacher at Plas Creek School up the road here in Aberystwyth. Significant presence up front. Dylan Rees moves it. And once again, the Aberystwyth midfield and forwards press effectively and can't quite capitalise.
Yeah, Rimmer caught in 2 minds there.
Here's a chance for Haverfordwest. Fawcett, surely offside. Flag stays down. Here is Jordan Davis back into the middle. And Bradford has to scoop that away.
I thought as well he'd strayed a little bit offside there, Fawcett, but assistant referee didn't think so.
Scotcher hits it long this time. It's an awkward one for the Aberystwyth defence. Haverfordwest more than happy to settle for a corner.
Yeah, Williams did well there. Knew Bradford had a touch on that. Lets it go out for a corner. It's a second corner of the game for the Bluebirds.
It's short and whipped in. There for Rimmer to deal with. Watts. Half an hour gone, no clear chances yet. Just the one long shot, forcing a good save from the Aberystwyth goalkeeper. Richards hurls one into the box, easily dealt with. And here's something for Davis to chase. Idzi will clear. As I say, no real clear-cut chances other than that long shot, but who would you say is on top?
I think it's probably about 55-45 to the home team at the moment. But to me, Haverfordwest look quite dangerous when they counter-attack. They've got a bit of pace about them.
A couple of months ago, Newtown came down, and really that was the story. The counter-attacking power of Newtown is there for everyone to see, that pace, and that's what really hurt Aberystwyth. They played pretty well, but they let in 4 goals that evening.
Yeah, I think Mwambe, he had a terrific game that evening.
There's a ball into the box, it's deep, it's back across, it's a good... Header from Franklin, but it's straight towards Lee Idzi. There were plenty of green shirts waiting for something as Haverfordwest break in the meantime. Here is Williams, wide left. He's got Davis in the middle. 4 sets there. Here is Davis. There's the momentum. And dies a little. It's an awkward cross, but it's dealt with pretty comfortably by Zab. There were plenty of green shirts waiting for something as Haverfordwest break in the meantime. Here is Williams, wide left. He's got Davis in the middle. 4 sets there. Here is Davis. There's the momentum. And dies a little. It's an awkward cross, but it's dealt with pretty comfortably by Zabret.
Yeah, it was a poor ball into the penalty area, to be honest there.
But it was a good chance for Aberystwyth the other end as well.
It certainly was. Probably been better off heading that back across the 6-yard box there. Ty drew 3-3 and lost the replay down in Newport. And obviously, as a fan, I remember coming to watch Aber playing Cardiff City and the win against Hereford United. So, yeah, some pleasant memories.
Scotcher prepares. Goes a dangerous ball, it's dealt with. Aberystwyth thump another one down the park. It's an awkward one for Jazz Richards. He's trying to shepherd this all the way out. He's touched it, so he will at least. Yep. Oh, he's done remarkably well. Perhaps we didn't have enough confidence in the former Wales international. Under pressure from 2 players.
Yeah, I think he's been quite clever there. It's gone over a little bit too easy for me, but referee was right on top of it.
It's difficult to find a more experienced player than Jazz Richards on the pitch this evening. Played in the English Premier League. Swansea. Played with Cardiff, with Fulham. And of course, for Wales, as Haverfordwest come again. This time it is a good ball that does sneak through. Fawcett is almost there, but he's offside.
Yeah, he was well offside there.
Does again, play on the line, doesn't he?
Yeah. Got to really look across the line. But to be fair to them, they're Haverfordwest patient, and then a burst of pace, and, you know, they get Aberystwyth on the back foot pretty immediately.
Well, Rimmer, Jack Rimmer, the local boy.
You've just seen the scoreline coming up here. The New Saints drawing 0-0 at half-time against Kevin Druids.
Here's Franklin in the penalty area, looking for options. Does squeeze it back. And here's a chance from Thorne. It's a thunderous strike. It hits certainly in the vicinity of the arm. No real protestations. A powerful strike, and Phillips missed a half chance earlier.
Just
hard to see from that angle. There is
Thorne. It was into the back of, I think it's Rees actually. Oh yeah,
Jenkins deals with the ball over. Yeah, I think the phrase is "seen him given."
That was never a penalty.
Rees under pressure. Loose ball. Veal steals for Aberystwyth, but loses out, and Fawcett tries to take advantage.
Yeah, Bradford read that situation really well, to be fair to him.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier it's a solid defence for Aberystwyth this year. It's a very young defence. Davis 20 years old, Bradford 19, Jenkins 20, Jack Rimmer 22. Here's Davis. He's circled the defence, and that cross is too heavy.
Yeah, just got past Davis a little bit too easy. Jordan Davis is proving quite a handful this evening so far. By far the most potent out ball. Needs to work a little bit on his crossing probably.
There is Mr. Richards, the Haverfordwest, well, assistant manager officially, I believe, but he is taking charge of the side while work permits go through. We saw that bench behind.
Yeah, they certainly have a really strong bench this evening, to be fair to them. Haverfordwest.
Again, the pressure from Aberystwyth. Back to Lee Idzi, who's happy to roll it to Dylan Rees. Very brave, very confident. And it's very effective from the visitors. Richards. Williams forward. Scotcher. Scotcher spent some time at Park Avenue as well. Played for Aberystwyth and now at Haverfordwest. It's a good one too. It's another chance for Davis to cross. It's deep again. There's half a chance, almost landed, didn't it? I think it was Ryan George arriving at the far side. Didn't quite bring that ball down.
No, certainly some good interplay by Haverfordwest in that move there.
Scotcher launches one. A bit of a breather as we enter the last, 5 minutes of the first half. Nothing much to write home about. It's been interesting, but not quite edge of the seat stuff, is it?
No, I think Jordan Davis has probably been the pick of the Haverfordwest team going forward. Jazz Richards seems to be well in control defensively of the three in the back.
Rees There's George. Again, George. A chance to cross. Davis is waiting. That's too close to the Aberystwyth goalkeeper. There goes Zabret. It's a long one from Zabret. And not sure that went where it was supposed to go. As we catch a brief glimpse of Corbisiero, the Aberystwyth town manager. Davis wrestling, loses possession. Another chance to bring the ball away for the visitors. Here's Jordan Davis's pace again. This time he's up against Jenkins, one way, then the other. He's got options in the middle. Ball not cleared. There's Curtis Rees waiting for it. Richards. Forward again. Good work that time by Williams. Didn't quite find another blue shirt.
Yeah. Again, it was Jordan Davis down that left-hand side. Just turns Jenkins one way, then the other way. Delivers a decent ball into the 6-yard box, but well defended at the near post by Bradford.
A few minutes left.
Certainly Jordan Davis looks a different player to the one that was I saw at Connors Quay. You know, playing probably regular football now, and he looks to be a shrewd signing, to be fair.
Certainly has looked the liveliest of the Haverfordwest attackers this evening. One half chance, a strike from distance that almost beat the goalkeeper. Really the standout moment of the half, that long shot. There's Richards. Looked for some options. It's Fawcett, the number 9, who's come all the way back for that. Again, visitors more than happy to move this ball to keep the possession. There's Williams. 3 green shirts around him. Fawcett.
So both teams won't want to concede before the interval.
I suspect the second half we'll see, well, we'll probably see Henry Jones and maybe Tourist, he say those powerful and very talented strikers come on.
Yeah, certainly they could play a key role in this game.
They had a real impact against Penabont last Friday, both of them involved in the goals.
Yeah, as for Cisse's goal, a great reverse ball by Henry Jones. I think it was Jazz Richards actually who crossed it. Cisse, you know, he finished with some aplomb, really.
Tourist, he says, he's a good finisher. He's got a few assists as well. He very capable striker. Spent a very brief period here at Aberystwyth. Played 5 games, scored 4 goals, including 1 hat-trick. He really did make a splash here before leaving for Grimsby. The wind's a little strong at the moment, and it's just delaying things for us. Jamie Veal is now ready. Second half in 50 minutes time, and enjoy the reminiscing at half time. Tommy, you're off for a chat about the old times.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. See you all second half.
Os ych chi fel ni yn ffili stopo siarad am bêl-droed yna pidwch a phoeni. Mae llawer mwy o gynnwys sgorio ar gael yn ddigidol.
Ar bodlediad wythnosol Sgorio, byddai Sioned Dafydd yn trafod unrhyw beth a phopeth sy'n ymwneud â pêl-droed yng Nghymru. Bydd ambell i seren yn ymuno yn y sgwrs hefyd, y cenedlaethol a'r lleol Cwpan Cymru i Gwpan y Byd. Mae'r cyfan yn cael sylw dyn ni ar pod Sgorio. Chwiliwch a phanysgrifiwch i dderbyn y podlediad diweddara.
Yn ogystal â hynny, byddai'n ar y golwg manylach ar gamper merched, ac hynny yng nghwmni Gwenan Harris ar y fodlediad sydd ar gael ar Facebook a YouTube. Chwiliwch am Gwenan a Sioned yn siarad ffwtbol.
Ac wrth gwrs, gallwch chi weld y cicio a taclo a phob gol o uwch gyngor Cymru ar ein gwefannau cymdeithasol, gyda chlipiau a uchelbwyntiau cyson ar gael ar-lein. Chwiliwch am Sgorio a mwynhewch yr arlwy o bêl-droed sydd gan Gymru i'w gynnig. Wel, mae ddisgwr ar goedlan y parc yn Aberystwyth. Gêm mor bwysig i'r ddau dîm yma, ond dim yn gwahanu Aberystwyth o Holford. 2 bwynt yn gwahanu nhw yn y tabl. Wrth gwrs, nawr dwi'n cael cwmni arbennig iawn fan hyn ar yr egwyl. Chi'n meddwl am Aberystwyth, chi'n meddwl am Meirion Appleton. Mappi gyda ni nawr. Noswaith dda, Meirion, croeso ato ni. Ni'n mynd i edrych yn ôl, dim dros pob gêm yn y 1000 o gemau, ond...
Mae'n cael ei goiau yna.
Beth am edrych yn ôl am y 3 chwarter awr cyntaf yn gyntaf? Beth am yr hanner cyntaf?
Ie, mae'n diddorol i gweud y gwir, 2 batrwm wahanol. Y 2 dîm yn ymladd am y gol gyntaf. Sa'n siŵr pwy ffordd eith ar hyn o bryd. Byw yn gobeith mwy ochr Aberystwyth.
Ie, o'n i'n meddwl mai ffordd na fyddech chi'n ffafrio pethau. 1000 o gemau, mae'n achlysur mawr o ran y clwb. God, chi wedi rheoli mam 2 gyfnod cyn uwch gyngor Cymru ac yn uwch gyngor Cymru hefyd. Be sy'n aros yn y cof? Os na un gêm o'r einau gyd yn aros yn y cof i chi?
Wel, mae'n digon posib yn y 90au pan oedd hi'n bron yn mynd mas o'r gyngrair a mynd lawr i Maesteg. Ac wy'n cofio'n iawn ennill o un gol i ddim. 500 o bobl Aberystwyth yna, ac ar ôl y gêm yn y stafell newid, cwbl o chwaraewyr yn llefen, ac yn hunan yn gweud gwir o dagren o geddi hefyd. A dyna'r amser wy'n cofio bod gymaint o'r gêm o'n i'n edrych mlaen i ware, ond oedd honno yn bwysig.
Ie, a mae'n braf, mae'n siŵr bod hi'n braf i chi hefyd sydd wedi profi nosweithi mawr yma, i weld gymaint yma heno. A fi'n gwybod ni'n mynd mlaen am potensial ac ati, ond mae hyn yn dangos mae'n y gefnogaeth sydd yn yr ardal.
Os dim gwell lle na goedlan y parc a noswaith fel heno i gweud y gwir. Chybod, Aberystwyth, lle pêl-droed yw wedi bod eriod, ac mae'n bwysig bod ni'n cael gemau fel hyn i gweud y gwir, a cadw yn y gyngrair yn bwysig dros ben. Ac heno ni'n ymladd am cadw lle yna.
Mae nhw'n ymladd hefyd i fod yn dig. Ni'n sôn am 1000 o gemau wrth gwrs, Meirion. Mi oedd yna fywyd yma cyn uwch gyngrair Cymru, a chi'n rhan anatod o hynny. Llwyddiant mawr yn yr 80au yn enwedig yn ennill cyngreiriau lleol yn eich. Chi bopeth oedd i ennill yn nghanolbarth Cymru 1 blwyddyn, os fi'n cofio'n iawn. Beth oedd y dyddiau yna fel?
Ie, oedd yn dda i gweud y gwir, no, mae'n rhaid i fod onest o gyda fi dîm anygol i fod yn hollol onest, ennill 11 o gwpanau ar gyngrair a bethau fel hyn. Ac wy'n cofio pan o'n i'n gant oed yn y llon.
Tra'n clywed lot yn yr ymwneud, ond cael ei mlaen i siarad, tra bod chi'n clywed yr uchel seinydd, jyst i atgoffa chi o'r un ddisgwr. Reit, allai glywed chi nawr. A cyn y gêm, oedd Meirion yn rhan o'r seremoni ddadrchyddio Llechen i nodi'r achlysur arbennig yma, wrth gwrs, jyst i gadw fe ar gof a chadw yma'n beth da. Hefyd, Meirion, mae geiriau yna'n gofiadwy dros ben. Mae'r geiriau sy'n aros yn y cof da fi. Dyfyniad chi am treisio denu chwaraewyr yma. Pysgod un ochr, defed yr ochr arall. Un o'r dyfyniadau gorau ym Mêl-droed Cymru. Mae rai fi, o le ddath honna?
Sa'n siŵr i gweud y gwir, rydyn ni fel, pan chi'n meddwl amdano le denu, a denu chwaraewyr i ddod yma, o'n i'n goffo gwerthu'r clwb, gwerthu beth o gyda ni, a Mary, mae'n onest i chi, yr unig ffordd o'n i'n gallu denu nhw, cynnig gwaith yn nhw hefyd. Ac ambell i ble'r, mae wedi dal i fod yma, fel Morrison a Donald Kane, sydd yn blaenllaw dros ben yn y clwb nawr, a chwarae teg sôn yma i fyw yn y diwedd, a dyma maen nhw wedi bod as hynny.
A just ola, ni'n cofio'r tymor cyntaf, ni'n gweld goliau Mike Tommy Morgan yn chwarae'r reolwr, achos chi yn Llanidloes yn y tymor cyntaf. Ond y gyffro'n gyffredinol o ran sefydlu'r gyngrair?
Oedd yn y gyffro, ti hwnt i gweud y gwir, os wy'n cofio siarad â Alun Evans, ac A wy'n gofio, mae'n rhaid i ti wneud rhywbeth al ni'n cael, neu siŵr mwy gyda ni gyngor genedlaethol i gael. A chwarae teg iddo fe oedd y blaen llaw yn yr amser i ni. A mynd yn benderfynodd i gael un.
Do, a ni dal ma 30 mlynedd yn ddiweddarach.
Mae'n anhygoel.
A mae'n hyfryd cael cwmni chi hefyd. Braf eich cael chi yma. Meiro, ni'n mynd i gwrando nawr ar dau chi'n nabod yn dda iawn yn siarad. Chi wedi reoli nhw, Mike Davies a Tommy Morgan. Newn ni draw at chi gyfeillio, ni hel atgofion hefyd. Ond Mike a Tommy, mae rai ni ofyn i chi drafod y gŵr yma hefyd. Beth am gyfraniad Meirion Appleton?
Wel, diolch Dylan. Wel, mae rhaid i fi ddweud, mae'n ddyled i yn bersonol i Meirion Appleton, oherwydd fe nath e adnabod yn sgiliau yn ddoniau i yn 10 oed. Fi'n cofio lawr yn Aberporth ac yna dod â fi fan hyn i Aberystwyth yn hwyrach yn yng Ngyrfau ac yna profi llwyddiant ysgubol wrth chwarae wrth ochr Tommy Morgan a chwaraewyr eraill yn ennill cwmpanau dir i, a dwi'n siŵr bod gyda ti geiriau hyfryd i ddweud am Meirion hefyd.
Wel, happy way i gyd yn y fe. A wrth edrych nôl, yr amser hapusaf i'r clwb oedd yn yr 80au pan oedd ni'n ennill y cwpani ar gyngreiriau ac yn y blaen, ac mae Meirion yn rhan anatod o'r clwb Aberystwyth drwyddi draw.
Ac os ewn ni nôl, Tommy, i'r gêm gyntaf na ar Awst y 15fed 1992, fi'n gofio cymryd y galwad ffôn oedd i wrtho ti yn cael fi nôl i chwarae i Aberystwyth y tymor hwnnw. Oedd hi'n dymor byth gofiadwy ac yn brynhawn cofiadwy fan hyn. Dyma Anthony Thomas yn claddu'r gol gyntaf i Aberystwyth. A ti nath denu Thomas i'r clwb.
Ie, wel, oedd hi yn gêm fawr, a ni'n gweld fan hyn, Kevin Morrison a o ti'n arfer gamlo off i beniad a ti gorffen y gol na'n elfydd iawn, ond mae'r amser wedi mynd, ond y gwahaniaeth mwyaf ni'n gweld o'r lluniau yma yw y maes wedi newid gymaint o fe. Mae'n edrych yn fel stadiwm go iawn nawr yn yw Bêl Droed.
Odi, mae'r cyfleusterau wedi traws newid yn gyfan gwbl, a mae rhai gweud, wrth edrych nôl ar y brynhawn hwnnw, oedd e dim yn unig yn brynhawn hanesyddol i Aberystwyth a'r clwb, ond i Bêl Droed yng Nghymru?
Oedd yn sicr, a gaethon ni dymor rili da tymor yna. Fi'n credu petai Kevin Morrison heb gael anaf yn cael sws ar y pnawn a gollon ni o 5 i 0, bydden ni falle wedi ennill y gyngrair.
A mi oedd yna gyffro mawr o gwmpas Cymru ar yr adeg hynny, achos wrth gwrs o'n i wedi chwarae yn cyngrair Canolbarth, oedd hi'n cyngrair y de, ond tro hwn o'n i'n chwarae Bangor, Porthmadog, Ceicona ac yn y blaen. Oedd wir edrych ma'n 20 o dimau yn y gyngrair wrth gwrs.
Wrth gwrs, oedd hi'n dymor hir, oedd hi, a trefeili'r clwbiau newydd, a cael y clwbiau eraill i ddod lawr, mae oedd heb chwarae droed yn y parc y blaen, yn beth braf iawn, ac fel Meirion yn gweud, nath Alun Evans yn wych i gael y gyngrair i fynd, a nifer o bobl yn gweud byddai'r gyngrair ddim yn mynd i bara, ond mae'n dal yma heno, a mae'n dangos y milfed gêm i Aberystwyth.
Ie, wir. A oeddwn ni siarad am bethau ar y ca, Tommy, yn y tymor cyntaf na, fe fennon ni'n drydydd, allai wedi bod yn well, ond Cwmbran yn mynd mlaen ac wrth gwrs yn gwneud yn reit dda yn Ewrop.
Ie, yn sicr, Tony Wilcox oedd y reolwr ar y pryd hynny, ddim gyda ni bellach, ond yn sicr, o'n nhw'n dîm da, ond nifer o dîmau da yn y gyngrair yn y tymor cyntaf.
Ac o ran rheoli yn y gyngrair, Tommy, wyt ti wedi rheoli dy siar o dîmau o Sky ddweud, ond mae'n siŵr, wyt ti wedi rhoi cymaint i uwch gyngrair Cymru. Ti wedi bwynhau'r profiad, ble nes ti fwynhau y profiad o reoli fwyaf?
Wel, yn amlwg, yng nghlwb i, yn gweud yw, byw yn yr ardal Aberystwyth, mae'n rhan yn atod o mywyd i, ond ie, nes i fwynhau yn bob man, Porthmadog, Trallwng, ac yn y blaen, y rhaid yr ymsfel fach. Mae dod i nabod bobl a wneud cysylltiadau ac yn y blaen. Mae Bêl Droed wedi bod yn wych, yn siŵr i ti a ni.
Nawr, pa mor bwysig yw Tommy, i Aberystwyth i aros yn uwch gyngrair Cymru?
Wel, nath Meirion gyffwrdd ar y gêm yn Maes Teg, wel, rhaid gyffwrdd ar y gêm arall yn 2012, pan goffon ni chwarae'n erbyn y dre newydd fan hyn, a rhaid ni ennill y gêm, a nellon ni o 2 gol i 2 aros yn y gyngrair. Felly, mae'n bwysig ofnadwy bod Aberystwyth yn aros.
A beth am yr ail hanner te, Tommy? Pwy sy'n mynd i fynd o hon neu mae'n mynd i benni gyfartal?
Neb. Eistedd y ffens am unwaith.
Nôl at y ti, Dylan.
Mike a Tommy, gwych. A bron cystel gwrando nhw, ac oedd gwylio nhw fel rhywun o Aberystwyth. Nes I wylio lot o rein y chwarae lawr fan hyn, drychwch arnyn nhw. 30 mlynedd yn ôl, Matthew Bishop wrth i ochr nhw. Fyd, mae pawb yn gytun bod hi'n bwysig I Aberystwyth aros yn y gyngor yma. Sean, mae pawb yn Holford yn meddwl bod hi'n bwysig iddyn nhw aros yn y gyngor yma. Felly, ni wedi dysgu rhywbeth o'r hanner cyntaf yna, o pwy ni'n ffafrio?
Oedd hi reit hafal. I fi Holford falle ar meddiant, a'r chwarae gore, edrych I chwarae o'r cefen fel wedon ni ar ddechrau'r rhaglen, a dyna'n sicr beth maen nhw wedi gwneud. Os yw Aberystwyth yn gwneud rhywbeth, falle y chael chwaraewyr nhw ychydig fwy lan y ca, yn wedig Phillips a Franklin. Ond oedd hi digon hafal yn ystod y hanner cyntaf I fi.
Ie, gen I weld roi'r cyfleoedd dda, a ni sôn am Franklin cyn y gêm. Beth am hon, yn gynnar yn y gêm?
Ie, hon oedd y cyfle cyntaf, chwarae taclus gan Aberystwyth, y croesed yn dod mewn. So'n credu bod e cweit yn ymroedd I fi, achos oedd hi, wel, plan droed oedd angen arni, a ddim cweit yn cael hwnna.
Ie, be bydd y gol gynnar wedi gwneud fyny. Ath hi'n dawel ar ôl hon, nad o fe, hefyd. Ond, ie, mi oedd hi'n hanner cyfle. Jordan Davies, ni'n gweld, gen I weld cyfle Jordan Davies yn y man. A Holford fel ti wedi crybwy, maen nhw'n edrych, maen nhw'n cadw meddiant, maen nhw'n edrych yn daclus dros ben, a eto ni'n edrych ti ar fainc, ond Jordan Davies wedi bod yn eitha bywiog iddyn nhw.
Ie, chwaraewr o hanner yn y marn ni, wedi troi ambell I amddiffynwr Aberystwyth yn ystod y hanner cyntaf, ond oedd y hanner cyfle, yr ongl yn dyn, ond eto yn cael ei hunan mewn sefyllfa I cael yr ergyd I ffwrdd. Ond eto, hwn I fi, dyma'r chwarae da, a dyma'r gallu sydd gyda fe fel chwaraewr I troi chwaraewyr a hefyd cael ei ergyd e ffwrdd. A yn ystod y hanner cyntaf, fe I fi oedd chwaraewr y hanner.
Os do Aberystwyth rwy'n sy'n chi tanio sparc fel Jordan Davies?
Wel, fe sonio ni am Franklin sydd hynod bwysig I Aberystwyth. Fel wedys I, mae angen I fe cael un falle bach mwy lan y ca I cynorthwyo Steph Davies sy'n chwarae fel y rhif 9 fel petai ar ben ei hunan. Fe wedi ynysu ychydig yn y marni.
Wel, gwaniaeth rhwng y ddau dîm eitha trawiadol, ond gen I weld pwy fydd yn gallu cipio hi. Oedd na gic o smotyn, falle? Ar ddiwedd y hanner cyntaf yna?
Oedd hi'n anodd gweud, fe edrychodd maic y fi ar hon unwaith neu ddwywaith. Mae'r ongl yn un galed, ond yn sicr mae yn tanio I, oedd tipyn o bŵr arni, a yn y marn I, sef dyfarnwr wedi rhoi cic o'r smotyn. Ti'n gallu gweld I law yn mynd lan, ond byddai wedi bod yn hallt pe bai honna wedi cael ei roed.
Mae yna bellter rhwng yr ergyd a'r chwaraewr, nag ydw ddim fel bod nhw fewn metr i'w gilydd fan yna.
Na, ti'n iawn. Ond mae fe'n dod at y fe mor gyflym, a fi'n gwybod beth ti'n gweud, mae lawe yn mynd lan ychydig. Oce, fi'n edrych eto, cic o smotyn dylan.
A dyfanwr yn gweld I unwaith, ac yn gweld I yn gyflym iawn, mae mor anodd nag I benderfynu. A mae yn ddifur, I sôn llawer am y 1000 o gemed, yma'r milfed gêm I Aberystwyth ar uwch gyngor Cymru. Werth nodi bod y Dre Newydd ddim ond 2 gêm tu ôl nhw hefyd. Dyma'r record, I chi, 999, bron ennill 400. Beth am y record yna? Record eitha taclus, Iwan?
Yri, eto, mynd nôl I be wedes I ar ddechrau'r rhaglen. Dwi'n meddwl bod i'r clybiau oedd yn y gyngor y 92 sydd bellach ddim yn bodoli. Wel, fi'n gwybod Ceicona yn y gyngor nawr, ond nhw a Dre Newydd yw'r un o'r clybiau o'r dechrau sydd dal wrthi.
Ie, a mae'r ddau'n heiddi canmoliaeth, a mae'n siŵr, bod Aberystwyth di ennill y ras I gael y milfed gêm cyn y Dre Newydd, mae'n siŵr bydden nhw'n swopio llefydd gyda'r Dre Newydd le maen nhw ar hyn o bryd yn y tabl.
O, wrth gwrs, eto, Benni'n drydydd nath Aberystwyth yn y gyngor gyntaf. Bydden nhw'n cloi yn llaw I os yn nhw'n y sefyllfa yna eleni. Ond, fel wedys I, mae dan o'r tîm y fforddi sydd yn y marn I yn mynd I gallu cael nhw allan o'r twll yma.
Dyna ni, Sean. Diolch am y cwmni. Cyn I fynd, falle fydd Tommy a Mike dal yn siarad cofio. Yn hel at cofio, ac yn hel straeon. Sean yn mynd ôl i'r pwynt sylwebu, mae'n disgwr fan hyn. A mae yna bethau di newid ar neuadd y parc. Dwi'n mynd yn sioc enfawr. Dwi ddim yn seintiau newydd. Ryan Astles di cael y gynta ar ddechrau'r ail hanner. Jordan Williams, un arall I ddechrau disgleirio iddyn nhw. Dwi ddim, 48 pwynt yn gon i'r ddau dîm yma. Cyn y gic gynta, bydd hynny'n mynd I 51 erbyn y diwedd. Gewch chi weld ar y ffrydiau cymdeithasol Sgorio. Digon I gweld ar y gwefannau cymdeithasol ni. Cofiwch, felly yng nghanol y dathlu fan hyn, wrth gwrs, mae yna gêm. Gêm i'w hennill, gêm sy'n bwysig dros ben i'r ddau dîm yma. 2 bwynt yn gwahanol nhw. Holford yn un o'r gwaelod, Aberystwyth un safle uwch I pen nhw. A jyst I atgoffa chi, mae'r 2 gêm nesa maen nhw'n cwrdd â'i gilydd, neu dim y ddwy gêm nesaf, hon ar gêm nesaf. Chi'n gwybod be fi'n ceisio esbonio, ni nôl at y tîmau sylwebu, dwi'n credu, ar gyfer yr ail hanner. Gan i weld beth ddaw fan hyn ar goedlan y parc.
Oh, thank you very much, Dylan. Welcome back to Park Avenue. Very fine evening, although getting quite cold now. Tommy Morgan has raced back from his time reminiscing with Mike next to us. And we're set for, I imagine, quite an interesting 45 minutes. There are options on the bench for both sides, and there's a lot to get from this game. There are 6 points for grabs, really, isn't it?
Yeah, certainly it's going to be a competitive 45 minutes in the second half now.
There's a quick ball up front, but there is an injury. And I think it's difficult to see who it is. Just being told that the attendance this evening, 883 have turned up.
On a bitterly cold evening, that's a really good turnout.
Yeah, we think back over the years, those, well, maybe not quite the 1,000 games, but certainly the many years that I've been coming here, these evening matches can be quite special, can't they? A good crowd, a bit of excitement. You can see the injury there at the bottom of our screen. Just landing awkwardly, isn't he? Maybe
Davis just caught his heel possibly there. Yeah, and the back of his Achilles, I think. Yeah. That could be quite painful. You certainly won't want to lose Jordan Davis.
Well, that changes the complexion of the game completely, doesn't it? There is...
Yeah, be cruel luck on him if he, picks up an injury.
Well, there's Toure Cisse warming up. He is a very dangerous man to have on the field. He can score, he can create goals. He's a presence, he's quick, he's very clever.
It'd be interesting to see if who comes on in his place. Do they go for the skill of Henry Jones or for the height of Cisse? Well, so he looks as if he's
shaking his head, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Doesn't look too good. It's an old-fashioned drop ball to get things going again. It's Veal who will stand over it. He tries to play this in to the penalty area. Too many blue shirts in the way. Watts picks it up and back to Richards. Back to that back four again. Or back three, sorry. Richards. Again. Bit of pressure.
Yeah, good block by Franklin. Scorio and Jazz Richards are very, very calm on the ball, aren't they?
Scorio's played most of his football as a midfielder. Jazz Richards, of course, has played most of his football in the top flight of English football. And on the international stage, half a chance here for Aberystwyth. It's Phillips with a shot. Snapshot. It was low, but it was wide.
And Sam Phillips never really got hold of that effort there. Just comes inside, sure.
Looked to me that he was trying to place that just out of reach, and placed it just out of reach of everything. But an early sighter maybe for the home side, and hopefully for us a sign of things to come. More chances, more excitement. Zabre has to come out.
I don't think Zabre knew that Fawcett was anywhere near him there.
Here's the striker again, Fawcett. He's got support, George, behind him. Considers going by himself, now uses George. Further options, it's a ball that's, well, there's one of those dangerous crosses that just seems to sneak past everybody, including the strikers. It took a deflection, out for a corner kick,
yeah,
but that could have gone anywhere.
All started from Zabri getting close down there. And then when the ball comes in...
Yeah, Dylan Rees with the cross.
Yeah, everybody just stood and watched.
It's another chance for the visitors. Scotia will drill this one in towards the near post. It's loose. Aberystwyth can't clear it. Watts comes charging in. Another half chance as Zabret stretches to pour one away once more. The flag has been... Yeah, the flag is up. But once again, the Aberystwyth goalkeeper called into action.
Yeah, there's an excellent tackle there by Ricky Watts. Snapshot. I think is offside against Williams there, Danny Williams, I think.
Once again, there's Williams trying to feed the strikers. The defence holds firm this time. And a chance to slow things down, a bit of a breather. As Jack Rimmer calls for a bit of support and a bit of composure.
Yeah, certainly Haverfordwest pushed a little bit further forward in his second period.
Rees lifts one up. Here is Williams again. And another ball through the channel looking for his strikers.
I think probably for the viewers, it doesn't look particularly windy, but certainly out there in the middle of the pitch, the wind's definitely in the favour of Haverfordwest in this second period.
It's a cold wind as well.
I'm glad there's no rain with it.
As the third has gone in there for the New Saints against Kevin Druids. No great surprise. Kevin Druids, rock bottom of the league. Just the 2 draws this year. This season, just 2 points. And, well, I think that's around 54 goal... a minus 54 goal difference as well. They've really struggled this year. As Watts picks up the ball in midfield. Davis looks to have recovered. And a chance to cross, and again it's a bit heavy and it's a bit far and it's a bit too deep.
Yeah, been a little bit critical here probably, but Davis's final ball, you know, has let him down about 3 times this evening so far. Hasn't been able to keep the ball on the pitch.
There is Jordan Davis, Connor's key man. Spent some time at Telford. And a spell at Prestatyn as well. He's a very dangerous player. He's got that pace. But maybe not quite the end product. At the moment. And I think there is the 4th for the New Saints.
It seems as the floodgates have opened at Park Hall. 0-0 at half-time. It was a big surprise actually that it was 0-0 at half-time.
Yeah, the New Saints are in fine form this year. Just the 1 defeat, and that defeat of course coming here against Aberystwyth. But other than that, an almost perfect record of win after win. As Rimmer prepares to launch one into the box. He's got the wind to hold that ball up for him. Davis is looking there. Here's Franklin. Not much support for Franklin. He'll have to do a lot here on his own. And now comes Jack Thorne. Offers an option. Lifts one into the box. Davis can't win it. Haverfordwest try and clear. Wilson can't quite clear that. It's another chance for Aberystwyth. Jack Thorne is, well, it's not going to be one.
Big ball in there. How has he missed that? He just glances it rather than heads it. Matthew Jones, lovely trickery down there. Beautiful cross. He's begging for a forehead of Bradford to put that in the back of the net, but it wasn't to be.
Wow. That cross came from nowhere from Matty Jones. In the meantime, Fawcett is leaving, and Alhaj Toure Cisse is coming on.
Yeah, the double substitution, I think.
There is Cisse, former Aberystwyth man, of course.
And Reese is leaving the Shepherd, is it?
Could be Corey Shepherd, who's just returned from loan. Thorne lifts one. There is Toure Cisse with his first touch. And straight away he's bringing players into the game. Forward with Watts. There's half a chance for Corey Shepherd, the other substitute just on. And there is Franklin with a chance to break, trying to release Davis, something to chase. Jazz Richards is back and happy to use his goalkeeper.
I think Davis is injured.
Wow. There's the pressure once again, almost telling.
Yeah, a little bit too casual there. The Idzi.
Idzi, the goalkeeper. The experienced goalkeeper. Probably should have known better.
He's
another
very
slight
fortunate
injury
there,
here.
actually, to get away with that. I think Steph Davis has picked up an injury.
Yeah.
Certainly been around a long time, Lee Idzi. Remember him at Bangor City at one spell, Carmarthen Town.
I'm not sure Davis is going to continue. I think it's Jonathan Evans who seems to be putting on his flashy boots.
Yeah, I think he's done some of his calf muscle there. Was it his hamstring? I think it looks like his hamstring, yeah.
Yeah, Jonathan Evans comes on. He's a very different player, isn't he?
Yeah, one thing about Jonathan Evans, you'll get 100% out of him. He'll keep going. And he'll be a handful as well.
Tremendous energy. And he's very quick. That's a brave pair of boots, isn't it? Here is Evans, straight into the action. Local boy, bus driver.
According to him, one of the best bus drivers in the West.
In fact, his father used to park his double-decker just behind the ground so that... Here is Evans, tries to whip across in. Yeah, used to park the bus behind the ground so that a couple of the locals could peer over the wall during the times when no supporters were allowed into Park Avenue.
Yeah, sat there a couple of times myself, actually.
Here's Thorne on his left foot. Into the middle, that wind making things difficult. Jonathan Evans again, lively, involved. Ball hasn't been cleared. Evans with the header. And now an old-fashioned thump away. And the game is just starting to liven up a little bit.
Yeah. Coming up to the hour mark. So, Haverfordwest have shown their hand. You know, the two substitutions.
Additional substitutions from now until the end of the season, of course, because of the COVID break. They can bring up to 5. Here is Phillips. Looking for options. Matty Jones. Has Matty Jones been involved enough, considering how potent he can be, how dangerous he can be going forward?
Possibly hasn't been pushing as far forward as he could do, but he delivered that cross for Bradford when Bradford should have done a lot better with a header.
Yeah, we might be coming back to that chance as the 5th goes in for the New Saints. And I think we can confidently write that one off as a home win.
Yeah, I think so.
As the New Saints slip even further ahead at the top of the table. I know mathematically it's up for grabs, but I think practically it's been won for some time by the New Saints. Davis shepherds this back to his goalkeeper. Quite a bit of shouting on the Aberystwyth bench, some reorganisation. I don't know. There's Jenkins forward. Jonathan Evans. Loose ball picked up by Franklin. He has support out left. Phillips. Jones. Franklin to turn. Here's Thorne. Aberystwyth keep the ball. Try and force an opening. Oh, it's wonderful work from Franklin. Skips past 2 and 3 players, then brought unceremoniously to the ground. It's an easy yellow card out of the referee's pocket, but that is some good play from Harry Franklin.
I think it's Ricky Watts. But Franklin showing real talent there. Watts gives him a nudge in the back there. So, great chance for Aberystwyth here. Good delivery. Haverfordwest has struggled all evening with these crosses from set plays.
Yeah, there is that bit of a wind coming in their faces. But plenty of green shirts up. Not just the strikers, but Jenkins. Rhys Davis is up, the fullback. Louis Bradford, the big centre-half. Probably the tallest there, along with Harry Franklin, the man who created the problems in the first place, won the free kick. In comes the delivery. There's Jenkins on the far post. But it's going to be brought away. It's a foul. And the chance is gone. But it was Jenkins who rose. Jenkins who won it, but couldn't quite make anything of it.
Yeah. Couldn't get it on target.
It's a long ball. Bradford with the header. Picked up by George. There is Ryan George. It's a good ball. Cisse was the target. Jonathan Evans fighting, nibbling away. There's Davis. Wide towards Wilson. It's a good stretch from Lee Jenkins. And a reprieve for the defence. And some congratulations to each other. There is El Hadj Toure Cisse. 3 assists, 5 goals. He's been coming off the bench lately.
Yeah, scored an excellent goal last Friday evening against Penabont.
Once again, Haverfordwest defence happy to pass, but there's a mistake. Here's Phillips, slips it past, comfortably past Lee Idzi, and the Haverfordwest defence and takes the lead. A mistake at the back, and Sam Phillips punishes the visitors.
Yeah, bad touch there by Elliot Scotcher, and Sam Phillips capitalises on that mistake. Neat finish. Plenty of time there. Just dwelled on the ball a little bit. And there it was. in the back of the net in a flash.
It's this pass here from Sgorio, I think. It's difficult to control.
Yeah,
Reece
to
can't
Reece,
quite...
actually, yes. Sgorio to Reece, and Leeds, he just couldn't get down quick enough there. Good pressure from Evans initially there. And then...
It's a good finish.
Yeah.
I suppose
he took it really well, to be fair to him. Kept his composure, looked at the keeper, and drilled it.
Oh, and it's almost a repeat. Well, nerves now in the Haverfordwest defence. The adrenaline is pumping. Here's half a chance. It's a good play once again from Williams. Keeps the pressure on. Ball not quite into the box. Good play by Franklin, putting pressure. There's Corey Shepherd with a flick. And then it's Thorne who hurls himself in energetically.
Yeah.
And there is Phillips.
Yeah.
And Dylan Rees, the experienced Haverfordwest captain. Couldn't quite control that ball.
Wasn't the best of passes, was it, to him, actually?
You mentioned earlier in that first half the bounce on this pitch is difficult as the defence snuffs another one out, but George with half a chance. Blocked. There's Corey Shepherd. Jazz Richards and Haverfordwest come again. Into the middle, plenty of space for Watts. Picks his head up, tries to find his strikers. It's a good play by George, but no advantage. It's going to be brought back for a free kick and a yellow card for Jack Rimmer.
Yeah, George, lovely bit of skill there. I don't think he warranted a yellow card somehow, but...
it came out of the pocket pretty quick.
Yeah, it did, actually.
But probably, more importantly for Aberystwyth is the fact that Haverfordwest have a dangerous-looking free kick. In by Sgorio. Aber defence deal with it. There is George. Away for the time being. Only as far as Reece. Now Watts from distance, looks up. He was looking for that from the moment he received the ball. But at no point did he look as if he was going to be able to keep that under the bar. Speculative effort at most. But we are seeing Henry Jones stripping off and preparing.
Yeah, certainly important for Aberystwyth now to keep their composure.
Kieran Lewis is there as well. An experienced player. Kieran Lewis. Here's Toure Cisse trying to find Davis. Jazz Richards came flying in there. Comfortable for the Aberystwyth goalkeeper, and a time to maybe just slow things down a bit. There is Kieran Lewis and Henry Jones preparing. It's a high ball. There's a fair bit of pushing and shoving, and the referee's not interested. It's a miss kick. Toure Cisse tries to put himself in the best position. Rimmer with half a header, I suppose. There's Shepherd back to Dylan Rees. Sgorio, head up, looking for options. Shepherd, same from him as well. He'll spread it wide right. Watts. Not much support. And plenty of pressure from the Aberystwyth midfielders.
Yeah, I think the crowd's getting behind the Aberystwyth team as well, making it really difficult for Haverfordwest.
I think the changes are now coming. We can see, I think Watts is going to leave us. I don't think he's quite noticed yet. Now he has. That's the dangerous Henry Jones who comes back, replacing him. And Williams leaves as well, I think. And Kieran Lewis on to replace him.
May just way change shape for this last 20 minutes or so, Haverfordwest.
Well, Shepherd. Well, it's a good ball, and Toure Cisse was in there. Zabret was out quickly, didn't quite clear it convincingly. Another chance for Haverfordwest to get that ball into the box. It's loose. Cisse's there, Shepherd's there, and neither of them can get the ball.
Yeah, some untidy defending, but job done defensively though.
There's George. Tries to bring the ball infield. Now Aberystwyth to counter-attack. Franklin on one of those runs again. Beats his man, slips it into space. Oh, and Jazz Richards dallies. Half a chance again. Well,
Evans.
That is not what Jonathan Evans saw when that ball came flashing across him.
Yeah, but Aberystwyth showing real determination this evening. That was really a 60-40 ball there in favour of Jazz Richards, but Matthew Jones never gave up on that.
Aberystwyth keep this pressure on as Thorne rifles a shot that is half a chance again, and there's a brave challenge from the keeper. It looks like he's brought Franklin down. He has in the box. It is a penalty and a chance for the home side to double their advantage.
Do you know, Haverfordwest players.
Oh, it's a straight red for Henry Jones, the substitute. Well, he must have said something, or I have completely missed it.
No, he might be in big trouble for this.
He'll be loudly jeered as he departs. The briefest of appearances here at Park Avenue for Henry Jones. Such a talent.
That's a stonewall penalty, though. I don't think they can complain about that. Idzi failed to hold the initial effort and then just dives in wildly, really.
Wow, what drama. What a few minutes. The game turned on its head as Idzi stares down Matty Jones, who scored 3 from the spot this year already. 9 goals in all competitions.
Always
for the winger.
Pretty dependable from the penalty spot, Matthew Jones.
He is a dead ball specialist. He scored 3 free kicks as well. But the pressure is on the young man now. Matty Jones slips it confidently past Idzi in the goal, doubles the home advantage and puts them in pole position, in a really strong position to take the 3 points this evening.
Yeah, certainly slotted that penalty away with no real problems. Real confidence from Matthew Jones. Sends the keeper the wrong way. Well, actually,
there's a little jitter towards the right hand side for Idzi, isn't there?
Well, big mountain to climb for Haverfordwest with just 15 minutes left now.
And just 10 men as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But
still not entirely sure what happened there and why Henry Jones was given a straight red. But
it's probably for either foul and abusive language, or must have said something to the referee.
And once again, well, Aberystwyth are going to chase everything now, aren't they?
Yeah. I can see why, actually, apparently, I don't know his name, but they are signing the goalkeeper, have signed a goalkeeper from New Zealand, Haverfordwest.
Interesting stuff. He's a very experienced goalkeeper.
Yeah, but I mean, the first shot he had there, he should have pushed it on the post. The second, you know, and an agile goalkeeper gets up really quickly and reacts to the initial mistake. He didn't do that, and then he just lunges at the ball as if he was a midfield player. So
you'd wanted to smother the ball, would you, and really throw his whole body over it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a long ball. That is easy this time for Idzi. And the challenges are full-blooded. Now it's Rimmer who is enjoying himself.
Yeah, George and Rimmer.
15 minutes left to play. Phillips is down, receiving a little bit of treatment. One thing to say, Haverfordwest score 40% of their goals in the last 15 minutes. So they do score late, but they've usually got 11 on the pitch.
Yeah, looks as if Phillips is leaving the field of play. Just seen his goal here again.
Yep.
Good closing down. And nicely tucked away to the bottom corner. He'll get a generous round of applause walking on the pitch now.
Here is Wynn, the new signing. But yeah, Phillips, a couple of goals against Cymru Druids on Friday. It's been a good few days.
Yeah, absolutely.
In fact, he's now club's top scorer in the league. Not a bad few days' work at all. There's Richards, who again, and every time those defenders now take a touch, your heart's in your mouth, isn't it?
To be honest, when Jonathan Evans came on, he's injected a little bit of pace into Aber's forward line, and you know, his tireless running really got the mistake from Scorcher, and then
yeah, it's definitely
Phillips
very
capitalise on the effort.
There's Nicky Hyen, actually, the Belgian, as George skips past one challenge that is dispossessed. Yeah, sorry, Nicky Hyen, the Belgian director of football and manager here at Haverfordwest. His work permit hasn't come through, so he can't take his place on the touchline this evening. But he will take charge of the side, we assume, and we expect, in the next few days. Richards into the middle.
He'll certainly be very disappointed to see Henry Jones getting sent off.
That's good work from Jamie Veal in the middle for Aberystwyth. Can't quite find Harry Franklin.
You know, you just can't have your substitute coming on, you know, and getting sent off within a couple of minutes, really.
You've spent a few games on the touchline as a manager. What do you say to a player when he's done there? You've brought him on, you've shown confidence in him, and that's completely out of your hands as a manager, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'll probably wait until the next training session before lashing into him, rather than when the adrenaline is pumping at the end of the game. It's best to say nothing. I think the player probably already knew he's let his teammates down, he's let the club down, he's let the manager down.
Richards into the middle. Easy for Aberystwyth. George now taking a few touches. Moving back to Idzi, who will be taunted for the rest of these 11 minutes and whatever's added. Franklin wins the ball in the middle for Aberystwyth. Over the top, And who's there? Johnny Evans. Energy, pace, awareness. Tries to find a cross and does. Thorne comfortably collecting. Nobody there to receive the pass. But again, it was Johnny Evans. Energy, hustle and bustle. And he'll give that energy, he'll have that awareness in the first minute and the last minute. A tremendous athlete.
Well, he certainly gives his best when he's out there. There's Jonathan Evans.
His third spell at Aberystwyth. Back and forth to Penryn Coch over the last few years. It's a loose ball. Sgorio this time misses out, and Franklin smashes against the defender. There's Wynn, the substitute. Richards towards Corey Shepherd. Sgorio. Up to Dylan Rees. There's Kieran Lewis. It's a good ball into the middle. There's Davis. There's another chance. And that's another one wasted for the visitors.
Yeah.
It's a great ball from the substitute, Kieran Lewis.
Yeah. Dissects the defence there. Actually, his first just let him down there. Didn't get hold of it. Let the ball go across his body and then couldn't get it on target. Lifted it over the crossbar.
Here is the penalty again. It's a fierce shot. And that's the first save that you felt should have been pushed wider.
Yes.
There's the red.
I mean, what was he arguing about? If that wasn't a penalty, you know, it's as clear as penalties I've ever seen.
Evans forward, Franklin and Wynn putting pressure. Here is Wynn. Cut out by Dylan Rees. Here's the new face.
Yeah, good time to come on, isn't it? Your team's winning by a couple of goals. Looks as if he's possesses a long throw as well.
Yeah, some competition for Jack Thorne. It's not bad. It's into the middle, but it's dealt with by the Haverfordwest defence. Jazz Richards, former Swansea City man, brings the ball away. Cam Druids have stolen one back at Park Hall. Small victories, but Dylan Rees. And again, the pressing from Aberystwyth is effective. An awkward ball. Sgorio deals with it. Shepherd.
Seem well in control here, the home team.
Oh. There's the commentator's curse as Lee Jenkins completely miskicks. But it looks to be a fine evening for the Aberystwyth faithful. A really enjoyable night out. It would make it the 398th victory in the top flight. The 1,558th goal we've just seen.
Somebody's been busy.
Don't forget, more coverage from Sgorio. It's the final of the Nathaniel MG Cup. Cardiff met against Connors Quay. That could be quite the spectacle itself, couldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be interesting, that game.
Met have been more unpredictable than they usually are. They can have good days and bad days this season, which we don't usually associate with Met. Usually we see them as a...
consistent.
Yeah.
But saw them at Colwyn Bay when they lost in the Welsh Cup. Bit surprising that they lost that game. But they've come back quite strong, to be fair, to Christian Edwards. Had his fair share of problems with injuries, etc.
His last season as well, it'd be quite a sign-off, wouldn't it, to take some silverware?
Yes, absolutely.
At the end of quite a journey as well, from the old, well, the third division all the way up to Europe and beyond.
Yeah, he's certainly done a pretty fantastic job, to be fair to him.
Another one of the faces that the Aberystwyth faithful would be familiar with, Christian Edwards, player and manager down here. As Haverfordwest hurl one into the box. Corey Shepherd from distance. It's a good turn. There are shouts for a penalty. Waved away by the referee.
Yeah, Kieran Lewis it was on the turn. Just see it again here now. Shepherd with a through ball. Oh, he went down a little bit too easy there for me.
I'm not sure there were too many green shirts.
Jenkins with the player nearest to him.
Good header. Scotcher to Shepherd to Richards.
I'm sure Haverfordwest be, you know, after the end of the game, if the scoreline stays the same, they'll say that they've, you know, two mistakes have cost them dearly this evening. Cissé's found it difficult to get into the game.
Well, he has now. He's on the edge of the box. Cissé, good dummy into the box. And continues. And the striker is dispossessed at the crucial moment.
Well, he should have passed the ball there, I think. I think Wilson was in acres of space there.
I think this is the penalty shout.
Yeah, I think you said I've seen them given and seen them not given as well.
Good header from Rees. Aberystwyth happy to take the time. That's a yellow card. They were taking a bit too much time. Wynn looks puzzled.
Yeah.
Now the throw-in comes and Johnny Evans springs into action. Yeah, a few minutes. It's a matter of time now, isn't it? And there's Corey Shepherd. Brings the ball forward through the middle of the park this time. Shepherd again. Shepherd's been quite lively since coming into the game as a substitute.
I think they need something really quickly if they're going to salvage anything from this game to Haverfordwest.
Rees to the middle. Scotcher. Ball over the top. Shepherd with a good touch. Scotcher again. Jazz Richards has another chance to throw one into the penalty area. Here it comes. Wind holding the ball a bit. Shepherd on the edge of the box. Thinks about the spectacular for a fraction of a second. Rees keeps going though. Here's Cissé. Quick feet. It's a cross to the far post. And it's half a chance.
Yeah, good defending.
Wilson. There's Wilson, yeah, at the far. And Jordan Davis is all the way back. It's a good bit of play to George. Keep it in play. Lewis, arms up, not sure what's going on. Haverfordwest have it. Wilson trying to find space for a cross. There's no space there. Here's Dylan Rees. Good work. George again. A low ball. Bounces, deflects. Hacked away. The dying seconds of the match. The last throw of the dice for the visitors. As Rimmer brings it away. And the board for 3 minutes goes up.
Just 3 minutes for Aberystwyth to hold on.
Here's Scotcher. It's a good touch from George. Across comes Bradford.
Looks like a corner.
There's Jack Thorne, the captain. Yeah. And Sean Meredith on our Welsh language commentary selected Jack Thorne as the player of the match. Your thoughts?
Yeah, he's gone through a lot of work in midfield, to be fair to him. Led by example.
You mentioned early in the game that a lot of his work goes unnoticed. There's Cisse with a flick.
Haven't really threatened, have they?
Haverfordwest. Well, other than the long shot, that's the only time I can really think of Zabrit really being tested. There's Jordan Davis. He had his opportunities. It's another cross that's a bit too deep. Cisse on his own. Too much to do. Franklin will gamble here against Sidzi. Clearance.